All right, everyone, welcome to the Friday market finale where we wrap up Forex, crypto, metals, stocks, try to figure out what happened this week. What had happened this week, try to figure out some things that could happen into next week. Then I'm going to pick an idea from the algorithms that we run over at StatsEdge Pro to try to figure out some of the names that I may take a look at just to kind of give a tease of what we're looking at going into next week. Again, for you StatsEdge Pro members, after this, I record the videos of the top names that are coming out of the algos that I like. I'll send that directly to you guys sometime over the weekend with a really cool new feature where I have added them to Discord. So what will happen is if the alert triggers, it will send a message automatically and it will give the entry, the stop loss, what algorithm it's from, which everyone from the service is kind of known and taught what we're looking for to happen in order to trade those, what the results are, what the hold time is, all of that. Again, nice and open there over at satsetrading.com. So certainly come check that out when it comes to wicked looking name there. We have this week something I've been in before and something I think is really, really interesting. So, but without further ado, what we're going to do is we're going to get into where is we're going to get into some charts. And it is this button. Yeah, first time. Okay. So, getting started, we're going to look at currencies right away. Make sure you're staying tuned for the Forex Market Monday, where on Monday I go through the Forex trades that are the most interesting to me. We set alerts. I'm working on some algorithms currently. I've been teasing those in the StatsEdge Pro Discord room too, that set daily levels for currencies and for indexes and metals, and then we can play off those. So I'm going to show some of that on Mondays, and then we have a video on Tuesday, doing a video every day of the week. So make sure you're subscribed and staying tuned here. But just to go over Forex briefly, DXY or the dollar index is a great way to do it because it's just a nice high level view of what's happening in the Forex market. So far, exactly like I would expect, give or take. Now we'll see what happens coming next, but we have this very clear area of support at around 100, 101. You can see we've gotten here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times now, and we're bouncing. So the question is, do we really go all the way back up to this high? I don't think so. It's generally support and resistance areas. It's the more times you knock against it, the weaker it gets, and eventually it goes. So I do expect this to go at some point, but I could be wrong, right? I'm going to wait for price action to tell me. I did expect some sort of a bounce. Now, the question is, does this bounce end or does it lag before it breaks down, right? So if we get all the way up to the top here, I don't think we're going to stop up here and reverse. Maybe we could. Market's generally not that clean, where it's just going to respect these support and resistance areas all the time. My theory is that we're going to get a little bit of a bounce here. We're going to reverse and we're going to break down under that low, and then maybe do a little bit of a flush before new patterns and new support and resistance zones type of emerge. That's what I think is going to happen. I'm not going to take a trade base solely off that, but as we're bouncing into the dollar next week, if I start to see us roll over, I might start taking a short in anything that is dollar as its numerator, or along in anything that's dollar is its denominator. And I've got a perfect example I'll show in this one, which we'll talk more about in Forex Market Mondays. Taking a look at Bitcoin, this pattern is still intact. This weekly candle we sold off. I heard I made some jokes on Twitter too. There was a bunch of Twitter spaces talking about a Forex crash when we were kind of right down here at this low. I just thought it was hilarious because, you know, this is what Forex, or this is what crypto can do, a crypto market crash, right? From 20,000 down to 2, right? From 70,000 down to 12. That's a crypto crash. This little downtick that happened right here is not a crypto crash. And we closed the week pretty much break even. 2 days to go on the weekend, but close the week and break even. This cup and handles pattern still intact. I'm still owning a little bit of Bitcoin. I'm still waiting for the breakout in order to get involved more. If that breakout happens with what I have currently, I'll be very happy, but I'll be adding to that to see if we can get something that looks really good. Ethereum, big level here, right? I call it 2100 or so on Ethereum is very, very big level. bouncing off that, but just it's relatively weak. I want to stick in what's strong. The only name that I could figure out when I went through some of my cryptos, I'll do a deeper dive for Forex Market Monday, is this Solana, right? Another cup and handle style look there, looking pretty interesting as well. S&P 500, not really too much to add today. Broke out to new highs, right? We go into the daily chart, and you can see broke out, yes, from an inside day on Thursday and a breakout on Friday. Really, still, we're out of this chop now, which is good, but not super much out of this chop. Like, it's not a huge deal out of this chop. One thing I did want to talk about here is XME. So XME is the metals and mining ETF. You can see right here. This is very interesting for potential break of this long-term resistance at, $65.50, $66. You can see big rounded bottom right here on XME. You can actually draw this out. Massive rounded bottom here on XME. So this is metals and miners. This is everything from gold to silver to uh, copper to aluminum. All of this kind of metals and mining related stuff is looking very, very good here. We go through and expand those up. So this might be an interesting sector to watch for a break going into next week. So that's something that I'm super interested in going forward. So it just means that as names come up from metals, that type of space, if I see them in my algo scans, I'm going to be a little bit more interesting, a little bit more interested because I think the sector could be ready to go. Um, otherwise, I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about KRE. This is a regional bank sector, and this is looking fantastic as well. Let's go to a weekly chart. This one, go to a weekly chart on this name. We came back into this $52, $53 after we broke out. We came back in and tested that, coiling very nicely. Looks like this could break out as well. So regional banks looking strong. And then we also had TLT pulling back. I can't draw an anchored view up on this chart right here, but that's right to an anchored view up from this low and this low right here. So we're digging into this level here. Now, quickly, a name that I want to look at, I want to show you guys. This is from our trend continuation scan. One of my favorites, the longer term play, right? So we have some short term plays, and short term plays being around holding a week. The idea behind those, we know the price level that we're interested in. Those price levels will become alerted to us when those prices are reached, and we want to just wait for those. If they get there and we like the look of them, we like the price action that's happening at the time, buy those. We're out the beginning of the next week. Those are our quick hits. Those are the things that do well when the market's not doing anything. They do well in bear markets. They're more kind of income driven trades. This particular setup is from my trend continuations play, and it's looking for just what you see on the screen here. A nice prolonged uptrend, and then a nice pullback, and then a look like that continuation is triggering. But just so you guys know, right, if this down ticks to like $10 or $11 next week, doesn't mean this is a failed trade. So this is something that you're only interested in if it's going to move higher. And if you've been watching me and Steve on Beyond the Headlines, our podcast, then I'll just let you know that this is something that I have traded before, and I bought a little bit way back here and had a nice little run, got trailed stopped, and then I bought a little bit in through here, had a nice little run, I got trailed stop on a short term trade. But now that it's triggering on this longer term algorithm you can find over at StatsEdge Trading, uh, trying to see if we're going to continue, right? If we could get through this high right here, which is about 1580, which is also this high right here, roughly, which I think we got to $16, then that looks great. And we could have a continuation play on this. Maybe we get into the 20s, but this is one of those names, again, that we're going to be holding for some time if we're right. We're going to be out fairly quickly if we're wrong. Good short float at 27%, which is over a quarter of all the shares, almost a third of all the shares are borrowed short. So if this thing gets going over these highs, we'll be really happy with our entry. And we will be really, really happy that those shorts are now wrong and they have to run for the hills. So that's what I'm looking for. Thank you for joining me this week. As always, again, doing pretty good on these weekly video or these daily videos. So make sure you're tuning in wherever you're seeing this. You follow, you like, you subscribe, hit the bell icon, all that kind of stuff. Come on over to StatsEdge Trading. Check out StatsEdge Pro. Check out our intro to trading course for free. Check out our advanced trading course, which making a trading plan if you want to give that a shot. You can find all of that over my website, and I will talk to you guys soon.